What is up, carnivores? I hope you're having a good start to your August. It's Carnivore Kurt, and on this video, we're gonna talk about 8 myths that the carnivore critics are using against people who wanna start the carnivore diet. So let's just jump right into it. So as you know, if you've watched my other videos, you've learned about sort of 4 of the main kind of fears that people can have around the carnivore diet that we talked about in the last video. If you don't know about those are higher level things that we went over around saturated fat, cholesterol, phytonutrients, variety of eating. Highly recommend you go check that video if you haven't seen that yet. In this video, we're gonna dive into very specific micronutrients that people fear they'll miss on a carnivore diet. When you think about the carnivore diet, and when I asked my friends and my family and all the people I've talked to about what this diet seems like and how it could be scary, one of the biggest things that is on the list for most people is vitamin C. So where are you gonna get vitamin C if you throw out all these lemons, limes, all the plants? Like, where is vitamin C? And here's the deal. With this diet, the real trick is doing nose to tail. My good buddy and friend and doctor, Paul Saladino, will preach this. If you watch any of his stuff, you'll learn a lot about that. So huge shout out to him. You have to do it nose to tail. If you're not doing the diet nose to tail, you're gonna miss out on a ton of these key nutrients as we go through this list and you see. Vitamin C in particular has an RDA, a recommended daily intake of 75 to 90 milligrams per day. Now that number is kind of arbitrary. We don't actually know if that's actually true. The big thing with vitamin C is it plays a key role in collagen production. And collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It's what connects your things together. It's your connective tissue. And so if you don't have a sufficient amount of vitamin C, you see people develop a disease called scurvy, where they actually have red spots in their skin. They also can see gums. They can see teeth falling out. It's not a good thing. It's a big deal if you have vitamin C. But here's the deal. When we look at carnivores in the community, there's been essentially 2 reports over the last, I believe, 5 to 10 years where people have reported getting scurvy. And in both those cases, these people were not eating anything except muscle meat. They were not getting sufficient amounts of vitamin C. So when you look at the reports, these people were eating things like jerky and literally just eating steaks and water. And it's like, when you look at where we get vitamin C, the liver has 30 milligrams of vitamin C in about 3 to 4 ounces of liver. We also know from some studies that have been done in the past that we may not need the 70 to 90 milligrams that we think. When we looked at some of the data in the past, we've actually seen that as little as 10 milligrams a day has corrected scurvy. And we know that Arctic explorers in the past would eat large amounts of meat to correct scurvy. So there's something going on here with meat and maybe the way that it's making the body more sensitive, as well as the fact that in the body, we're storing vitamin C in the liver as well as the meat. So we don't see in the community now cases of scurvy. I clearly don't have scurvy. I've been on the carnivore diet for 9 months. I do not supplement vitamin C. If you look at where vitamin C is found, you can get it in quite a bit amounts in the liver and muscle meat. So we can kind of put this vitamin C to bed. Number 2 is one that I think is kind of a big scare for people, and that's folate, vitamin B9. So the RDA is 400 micrograms. If you think about where you get folate in your diet right now, you're probably thinking, okay, green leafy vegetables, spinach, kale. The folate in those foods is what's creating the folate. But actually, folate in animals is stored, wait for it, in the liver. In fact, it's robustly found in the liver. So if you are eating, again, a nose to tail diet, you're gonna get a tremendous amount of folate. Just a few ounces of liver a day. Beef liver, duck liver apparently has even more folate than beef liver, and you're gonna get plenty of folate. Now, folate is critical for DNA protection. It helps with the genetic processes in your body and with cell division. So if you don't have folate, it's a big issue. But you get it when you're eating liver, when you're eating nose to tail. Now, if you don't eat a nose to tail diet, you could be missing out. Third one is vitamin K, K2 in particular. Now, when we look at it in the environment, in plants, we get it through the plants that we eat. When you get rid of those plants, you could be wondering, where are you getting this? The RDA for vitamin K2 is 90 to 120 micrograms. K2 plays a particularly important role in blood clotting. It prevents osteoporosis. So it's a really important vitamin to get. And if you're not eating these plants, where are you gonna get it? Well, turns out if you look at where the body stores it as an animal, we actually see pastured animals, animals that are eating green leafy grass, things like that from the pasture, are quite rich in K2, also known as menaquinone. So K2 is actually quite robust in animal meat. You can get it in the muscle meat, in egg yolks, and in particular in grass-fed, grass-finished meat. So we're on to the fourth myth. And this one's kind of a biggie. If you aren't eating carrots or your vegetables that have your beta carotene, you're gonna have problems with your vision, right? Your eye health is gonna go to crap. You're not gonna have proper function of your immune system. We've even seen issues with vitamin A, which is really what beta carotene is a precursor in the body for, is what we're concerned about here because you're not eating carrots. Guess what? You store and have a tremendous amount of vitamin A in your liver. So if you're eating beef liver, even lamb liver, duck liver, you're getting a tremendous amount. There's 2-3 times the amount of recommended daily intake of vitamin A, which is roughly 700 to 900 micrograms in just 3 to 4 ounces of liver a day. So vitamin A is a non-issue. So vitamin B2 is number 5 on our list, and you need 1 to 2 milligrams of this. It's actually quite critical to our metabolism and the way we process both fat, carbohydrates, and also protein, and it's involved in DNA as well. So it's a really important vitamin to get. If you're not getting riboflavin, you could have issues with quite a few genetic things going on in your body. And the thing is, if you're eating a nose to tail diet, you are getting a tremendous amount of riboflavin from liver. The other place you can get vitamin B12 riboflavin is from egg yolks. So you can get it from a couple sources there. Number 6 is vitamin B7, also known as biotin. The RDA for that is 300 micrograms. Biotin is really important for your nails, for your hair. It plays a role in your neurological system. If you have a deficiency in it, you see people losing hair, you see issues with nerves. And so it's very important that you get a sufficient amount. But if you're eating nose to tail, it's not a problem. You're getting it in egg yolks, you're getting it in liver in abundant form. So number 7 on our list out of the 8 myths here is vitamin E, tocopherol. And this one's an interesting one. It's a vitamin where it plays a critical role in oxidative damage, in protecting the cells in your body. We find that the RDA for vitamin E is 15 milligrams. People who are big on plants, or more particularly on olive oil, harp on olive oil because it's rich in vitamin E. There's sort of good thoughts around the intake of vitamin E being important, but obviously they're not looking at the full picture of what the rest of the plants are doing and the plant molecules are doing to the human body in a net negative way when you take all that in. But vitamin E in general is something you have all throughout your body. And there is a robust amount of vitamin E in grass-fed beef. So if you're eating grass-fed beef, muscle meats, you're getting enough vitamin E. And on top of that, we can measure the damage, oxidative damage done, and we don't see case studies of people in the carnivore community experiencing deficiencies in vitamin E, which is quite rare. So in general, this is just a non-issue. Vitamin E, if you're eating grass-finished beef, you're gonna get plenty of it. So the last one I saved was a unique mineral, and that is calcium. So number 8 is calcium. There is a lot of fear around that, and with the diet, you can do dairy. Technically, dairy is from animals. I personally am not a big fan of dairy. I think that dairy has a lot of triggering issues for people. For me, if I do dairy, I see myself break out. I experience bloating. I get gas. I just don't feel my best. I think maybe if I switch to an A2 versus an A1 source of dairy, I might feel better. But if you're not doing dairy, there could be a genuine concern for not getting calcium. We probably got it from the spring water we drank back in the day. There's also thoughts that we probably ate some of the bones more so than we do now. So when you think about calcium, there is a real concern for a deficiency. The RDI for calcium is 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams. It's really important for bone formation, obviously, for hormone signaling, blood pressure regulation. It's a critical mineral. The way to kind of focus on this when you're not doing dairy, but you're doing a carnivore diet, in my experience, is look at things like eggshells. So eggshells have calcium in them. One eggshell has probably 1 to 1.5 milligrams of calcium, like a decent sized duck eggshell. You can also supplement. I use pure encapsulations, just pure calcium citrate. You can supplement calcium, and then you can also look at sort of sources with mineral water as well as small fish like sardines. They have bones that you eat when you eat them. But there is some thoughts that we probably did have some bones that we got through the calcium. And again, when you think about these deficiencies, you gotta ask yourself, where in the animal do they exist? So that was a good lengthy list. In the comments below, I'd love to hear your feedback on what your biggest concerns are when you're dropping all of these plant molecules and focusing on an all animal nose to tail diet. There's a couple other big ones I wanna mention in a future video. A little hint, teaser for you, fiber, a couple other ones, magnesium, manganese. I will bring those up in a future video, but for now I wanna wrap on this. So again, just to recap, number one, big myth that critics will have you concerned about, vitamin C. We don't probably think that we need as much as is listed as the RDA. We don't see it in the community, and there is vitamin C in the liver as well as in the muscle meat of grass-finished beef. Number two, vitamin B9, folate. You need this in your body. It's critical for a lot of functions. We're getting this in the liver. You've got to eat the liver. You can't just eat muscle meat. You need to be getting the organ meats, and the liver is one of the key organ meats you have to consume. Number three, K2, or as we know, menaquinone. Again, this is found in plants, but it's also found in the pastured animals all throughout their body. So if you're eating a sufficient amount of muscle meat, which you're gonna be doing on this carnivore diet, you're going to be getting plenty of vitamin K2. Number four, beta carotene, the precursor for vitamin A. You eat liver, you get plenty of vitamin A. You have no concerns about vitamin A. It's critical for eye health, for other functions in the body that are super important. Getting it from the organ is critical. Make sure you get your liver. Number five, vitamin B2, riboflavin. Again, this is an important part of your cellular metabolism for processing carbs, protein, fats. It also plays a key function in DNA, and you need it. And you get it, 100 grams of liver a day will give you more than you need for the daily intake. So get your liver. Riboflavin, you need it, it's critical. It's stored in the liver, you need to eat the liver. Number six, biotin. Again, good for nails, hair. It also plays other critical functions. You're getting this from egg yolks and you're getting this from the liver. So eat your liver, eat your egg yolks. Number seven was vitamin E, tocopherol. It plays a key role in antioxidative protection in our bodies. Animals have it in their bodies as well. In fact, you're getting it when you eat the animal. So for pastured, grass-finished, you're having higher quantities of vitamin E, you're gonna be fine. We don't see deficiencies in it. It's pretty rare in the community. So again, it's not an issue. And the last one is calcium, number 8. With this one, it's a little unique, especially if you're not doing dairy. You need to make sure that you're actually adding in either calcium supplements, eggshells, eating some sort of small fish for the bones. Just make sure you're getting your critical amounts of calcium from all of that. I hope this list was helpful. Like I said earlier, please comment below and let me know what sort of micronutrients you fear you might be missing on the carnivore diet. I'd love to cover those as well. If you have questions about what I covered, please drop a note. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm looking forward to putting out more content in the near future. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And as always, let's get super healthy.